G'day viewers, Long Island Railroad or LIRR Commuter coming soon. Yeah, the one I leaked, whatever. We can see the M9 traversing a overpass with another M9 below and a M7 down on the left. Enter an all-new electric multiple unit and run down the Long Beach branch. Train Sim World returns to New York with an all-new extension and the state-of-the-art M9. LIRR Commuter, New York, Long Beach, Hempstead and Hicksville releases on the 30th of April. We can see a M9 running over one of the lift bridges on the route. LIRR Commuter offers a new way to experience America's busiest commuter railroad, shifting on an average 250,000 passengers a day with many services per hour. It is also the USA's oldest commuter railroad, having been in continuous operation since 1834. In summary, this route add-on features a total of 57 miles of network to operate, the new Long Beach branch with 10 stations, new abandoned Woodhaven station on part of the Atlantic branch, the new M9 electric multiple unit, an updated M7 electric multiple unit, updated reworking of the schedule with significantly more services, plus more for those with the M3 electric multiple unit add-on, new scenarios including double duty where you can play as a conductor, updated reworking of Sunnyside Yard, updated station areas with updated lighting and textures. Updated scenery textures, water materials and increased fidelity with the landscape texture blending. Full TSW4 feature set including scenario planner, chain to pass, volumetric fog, rain effects as well as TOD4 lighting and dynamic weather from TSW3. Pricing and Steam discounts. Now before we get into this, there's a bit of crap being said that we have to pay again for LIRR. It's a new route. And DTG have listened to the players who said, don't just release these things separately, release it joined up to the other routes. So they have. Don't be twats. It is a new route joined to the existing route. This new route add-on will be priced at $39.99 American, £29.99, €35.99 euros, and available to any player that owns Train Sim World 4. No previous add-ons or LIRR content is required, unless you want M3. Players on Steam will be able to pre-order with a 10% discount from the 23rd of April. There will also be a 10% loyalty discount for Steam players who own the original LIRR route add-on, which will stack, resulting in a possible 20% discount from that platform during pre-order phase. Loyalty discount will apply to owners of Long Island Railroad, New York, Hicksville, TSW 2020, TSW2, TSW3, or TSW4. You will need TSW4 to be able to play the route, though, so it's a little bit unclear there. The 10% loyalty discount will remain in place on the Steam until the 14th of May. Xbox Game Pass players can also take advantage of 10% off Train Sim World 4 add-ons. This is activated on release, can take up to 24 hours. Unique gameplay features, working with licensors and content adjustments. This is why this took a while. We can see a M9 cab. As part of the development of Long Island Commuter, we've been working closely with Metropolitan Transportation Authority and the Long Island Railroad to bring an experience that's immersive and provides a safe representation of the route. In addition to all the new content coming with the route, we've adjusted the following. Safety systems for the route will be enabled at all times. This is something unique to Long Island Railroad Commuter, and they had to do it. The brake charge will be automated as part of the startup procedure rather than operated by the player. That'll make it easier to drive. Remove circuit breakers in the rear of the cab. Door controls have been altered, including removal of door interaction control panels throughout the train. Signal IDs are now randomized. Remove the CCTV cameras from coaches. So you can see there that they're addressing concerns from the licensor, things that they had to do to be able to bring this out. It's a choice between making changes and having the route, or not making changes and not having the route at all. We will be developing a manual for this route to help any players operate with ATC and access safety systems, and there will also be a tutorial on how to operate the trains on Long Island Railroad Commuter route with safety systems enabled. As usual, I'll make my tutorials. I will update my M3 and M7 because they're different now, and I'll make a new one for the M9 as well. You'll be able to experience all the exciting new features in addition to the changes listed above in our upcoming preview route livestream on the 25th of April, which is Anzac Day for Australians. And we'll be devote some time to an ATC and access tutorial. I probably won't watch that, although I might listen to it because I'll be firing up a steam train on that day. The route, Long Beach, Hempstead and Hicksville branches, running from, well, it starts at New York Penn, naturally enough, or Atlantic Terminal, whichever way you are, and goes through Jamaica, Locust Manor, Laurelton, Rosedale, Valley Stream, Lynbrook, Center Avenue, East Rockway, Oceanside, Island Park, and finally Long Beach. LIRR Commuter adds plenty of mileage to the route set in 2017 to 2018 with the Long Beach branch, in addition to updates and new features in the environment, gameplay and trains themselves. We can see a M9 sitting in the Long Beach station. New to the LIRR Commuter is the Long Beach branch, extending south from Lynbrook where it diverges from the Montauk branch. First operated in 1880, this line runs through areas of Oceanside and Island Park, crossing the Barnum Island Channel Bridge and the Wreck Lead Lift Bridge. We saw the Wreck Lead Bridge earlier in this, and we're looking at the Channel Island Bridge here. Over the Reynolds Channel before arriving at the city of Long Beach, situated on the Long Beach Barrier Island. Funnily enough, in my little town here where I live in Australia, we also have a Long Beach and a Barrier Island. We just love copying things. At East Rockaway, the open water and dockside show off the new improvements on water materials implemented into this add-on, as well as an increased fidelity with the landscape texture blending. The route also features the Wreck Lead Lift Bridge as a notable landmark. The Hempstead branch. The first branch of the LIRR, the original Hempstead branch, was opened back in 1839. During the 1870s, another branch operated by another railroad ran parallel to the original, which eventually resulted in closing. The current Hempstead branch is that of the successor and now serves the Queens area and part of Nassau County. Trains run parallel to the main line, mentioned below, before splitting at Floral Park and continuing through Garden City, where the line turns south to arrive at Hempstead via Country Life Press. Main line as far as Hicksville, and we can see it's an M7 sitting in the station here with what looks like new PIS screens. Cool. The mainline Long Island Railroad covers a number of overlapping branches and lines, including the Hempstead branch and Port Jefferson branch. The latter features in this route add-on as far as the junction at Hicksville Station. From New York Penn, the main line heads through the complex Jamaica Station, which is located at the junction between this line and two other major routes, the Atlantic branch and the Montauk branch. Further down, the main line splits via another junction at Floral Park Station onto the Hempstead branch. Rolling stock, the electric fleet, the new M9. So we can see 9084 sitting in here in a station next to an M7. New to the fleet in TrainSim World is the recently introduced M9 electric multiple unit. This modern addition to the LIRR network entered service in 2019 primarily to replace the M3 units from the 1980s. The trains are characterised inside by wider seats and larger PIS displays, marking an improvement for passenger comfort over their predecessors, as wider seats are important. Improved acceleration and stopping power mean a more responsive journey for the engineer, though in service these units reach a maximum of 80 miles an hour, they are in fact capable of 100 miles an hour. Not that we'd do that, would we? No, never. Though it may look similar to the M7, the M9 is in fact an entirely different train with state-of-the-art features. In-game, the cab features interactive operating screens with unique functionality, including fault clearing and train number implementation, as well as ATC and access functionality, which is enabled by default. Updated M7. We can see the M7 sitting in one of the platforms here. Existing TrainSim World players may be more familiar with the M7. These units were introduced to the Long Beach branch in October 2002, shortly after the initial introduction, and have since seen operation on other routes in the LIRR network. You can see a view out of the M7 cab. For LIRR Commuter, the M7 has been updated with a new setup and improved physics, as well as an updated sounds using audio from the Harlem line as reference material. Like the M9, this train also has interactive screens and ATC and access functionality, which is enabled by default. Also available, the original M3 Loco add-on for TSW4 compatible. We can see a shot in here in Penn Station with the M9, M3 and an M7 all together. Players wanting more variety among services can throw back to the M9's predecessors with the M3 add-on, which is available separately. The LIRR's M3 cars stretch 85 feet in length and are constructed of stainless steel. They are powered by four 160 horsepower traction motors riding in General Steel GSI trucks. The versatile electric multiple units were built in two-car married pairs and operate at speeds of up to 80 miles an hour on the LIRR. These units add 3 scenarios to the route add-on and 32 services to the new schedule. So, services, scenarios, and the schedule. The new and improved schedule is based on the real-world reference material from around 2021 and features regular traffic on all lines. The M9 in-game is represented on more services than is typical to offer more gameplay on the route. In reality, the fleet is growing, with M7 units still making up a large percentage of the services. This results in a total of 306 playable services for the M9 and 287 playable services for the M7, as well as other services running the entire Long Beach and Hempstead branches. There will be services covering other parts of the network that run out of the map, which are drivable for part of their run, such as those running on the main line as far as Hicksville. And we see a pair of M9s sitting in a yard at a station. During rush hour, services are rather unique as there are times when both the east and west lines to Hicksville are used for traffic in the same direction, resulting in your train overtaking or being overtaken by other trains. During quieter times of the day, there are deadheading services running empty back to the depot, as well as yard services and coupling to other units to form longer trains. Due to performance limitations on older hardware, Gen 8 consoles and the Xbox Series S feature a less intensive schedule with a total of 208 playable services. That's to avoid them crashing before you start whinging about it. Update your consoles. Much of the increase in available services within the schedule are down not only to the introduction of the M9, but also improvements in signalling implementation and the dispatcher. The realistic traffic flow has been aided by the addition of missing signals. A more thorough bit of work has also been done by amending and improving the custom logic in the signal model, which configures behaviour based on what is going on ahead. With the Long Island Railroad, each area is configured in a different way, and this system allows for that. Each signalling point needed to be manually programmed in order for them to behave as expected. Additionally, scripted timed code changes have been made in the signal model. At various points on the LIRR, the cab signal in the locomotive can change several seconds after passing a signalling point. This keeps trains going at a higher speed for a longer period of time, which improves efficiency. Our team are working on core dispatcher improvements relating to some stuck train issues. Double duty! In the UK Glossop Line scenario route add-on, players could utilise guard mode for the first time in on-guard scenario. For LIRR Commuter, we've brought an alternative style of gameplay in another scenario, double duty. In this scenario, the passengers will have randomised seats and tickets, giving a new level of replayability not seen on Glossop Line. As the conductor, you'll need to ensure passengers have the correct ticket for their journey and give an appropriate response. On top of that, there'll also be some yard work to do, assisting the engineer in preparing the train. There will be no achievements or trophies for this route add-on. Train Sim World 4, LIRR Commuter, New York, Long Beach, Hempstead and Hicksville will be available from the 30th of April for $39.99 US, £29.99, €35.99 Euros. That's about 55 or so for the Aussies. Players on Steam will be available pre-order with a 10% discount from the 23rd of April. There'll also be a 10% loyalty discount for Steam players that own the original Long Island Railroad route add-on, which will stack, resulting in a possible 20% discount on that platform during pre-order phase. Loyalty discount will apply to owners of Long Island Railroad, New York, Hicksville in TSW 2020, TSW2, TSW3 or TSW4, but you need TSW4 to play this. The 10% loyalty discount will remain until the 14th of May on Steam. Xbox Game Pass players can also take advantage of 10% off Train Sim World 4 add-ons. This is activated on release, can take up to 24 hours. You can join the Railfan TV team at 11 o'clock Pacific Time, 1300 Central Standard Time, 1400 Eastern Time, 1800 UTC, 1900 BST on the 25th of April, which is about 4 AM for the Aussies, yay, for a preview of Train Sim World, LIRR Commuter, New York, Long Beach, Hempstead and Hicksville. There you go. New Long Island Railroad route. Remember, it is a new route, which is joined to the old route, which is what players asked for in the survey. So it's a new route. You're not paying for the old one again, you're paying for a new one, which happens to include the old one. All right, got that out of the way. I'll stop whining now. All right, see you later. Bye.
We played a game.